removing the sword of trauma. Even just thinking about it, I know some of you are like, oh, listen, that's going to hurt worse than actually what I went through, because I've dealt with what I went through, and I've suppressed it and, hid it within my subconscious. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to address that because it's going to hurt. Well, yeah, it does hurt to address all this. But like I've said in the previous video, the big, huge things that come up are fear of emotional outbursts, crying all day and maybe all month and maybe all year. That's a fear of that. And then there's a fear of touching, rage, and anger. Now, the reason this works so well is because when you look at it like a sword and you're going to remove it, it has an end point. But even thinking about that is like, oh, I'm like scared to even touch it because it's going to hurt. Now, I brought this up before, and it's like, okay, say you broke your leg. Should we just leave you there because it's going to hurt to replace it? I mean, if you don't address it and like, let's have surgery on your leg, you might lose your entire leg. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, it's going to hurt, but it's going to get better. It's like labor. Like they call it labor for a reason. And at the end, yeah, okay, you go through pain, but you have a baby. So yeah, it's like, it's going to hurt to address all this. But at the end, you're done. And you have healing in your life. And you're not talking about trauma all the time. And all that stuff, like all these triggers that come up in your life aren't going to come up anymore. It does happen, I'm telling you. I'm not saying like, you watch this video today and suddenly you're not going to have any more triggers. No, I'm saying like, you address this and remove it. Just like feel the fear, take the step anyway, is like one of my favorite quotes. So yeah, it's going to hurt, but not forever, okay? Like, why? Just look at that. What are you so afraid of hurting? Like hurting to tell a story, hurting to bring it up again. It's going to bring up all kinds of pains, angers, frustrations, anxieties. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. But again, it's like you go through labor to have your baby. You have to go through surgery to heal all the broken bones. Same thing applies here. It's going to hurt. But then when you really address it, it's so much better. And so I'm like here to tell you, I'm at the other end of it. I've been through the time when, you're pierced and you're like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not going to talk about anything. I'm good. But in the long run, if you don't address it, it only hurts worse later. Like, why not? It's like the pulling the Band-Aid off, like, hold your breath and just rip it off. Granted, you don't want to do that so fast with removing the sword. You go back to set up your team and have your safe place. And then really, let's get in there and do it, But today, just look at why is it so scary to think about removing it, because it's like all that hurt that's going to come up. Why is that so scary? What exactly are you afraid of? Okay, just ponder that. And, it does have an end point. It doesn't last forever. That's a good reminder. So think about, why is that so scary? I know, I've been there. Okay, just think about it.